Ever since this all started, I've kind of been wondering, where are they being taken? Exactly. Like, are they being taken directly to their home countries, or is there some middle point where they're being taken? I would like to know all of this information because I like to know as much information as I possibly can. I think this is why I have no problem when you guys send me videos like this. Everything's basically a fact finding mission. So let's basically learn together exactly what's happening here. I do expect for individuals that are like coming specifically from Mexico to most likely just be brought to the border type of thing. But there are a lot of people that came to the United States of America that are from places that are nowhere near here, right? But either way, let's go and check it out. Deportation flights underway as Trump wraps first week. This is a suggestion via a channel member. Let's jump into it. Guys.
With News Nation's Jorge Ventura live for us from the southern border in Eagle Pass tonight. Jorge,
Eagle
what
Pass,
are you
all right,
seeing?
we're in Texas.
Well, Natasha, President Trump's executive orders on the southern border are already having a big impact here in Eagle Pass. As you can see right behind me, is heavily guarded here by the concertina wire set up by Texas DPS. And according to Texas DPS, Eagle Pass falls under the Del Rio sector. And for the whole sector, they only encountered 46 migrants crossing illegally, which is pretty staggering considering that we're used to seeing 46 into groups to 100 just on a regular basis. Numbers. So it's already having a huge impact here. We are now learning that military aircraft are now actively carrying out those deportation operations. One of them leaving from Tucson, Arizona, the other from Fort Bliss near the El Paso border, carrying Guatemalans back to the Central American country. And as President Trump's deportation operation is still rolling out, the White House posting this image on X with the caption, President Trump is sending a strong message to the world. Those who enter the United States illegally will face the consequences. And according to the acting Secretary of Defense, the department is set to provide military aircraft to remove around 5,000 immigrants, with those deportation operations now wrapping up. In the Rio Grande Valley, Border Patrol Chief Gloria Chavez posting this on X, saying, quote, nonstop reparations here in the RGV. In the last 2 days, RGV Border Patrol agents have repatriated over 735 illegal aliens from countries such as Cuba, Honduras, Venezuela, Haiti, Mexico, Nicaragua, Guatemala, and El Salvador, and Honduras that had entered the U.S. illegally. And also earlier this week, Natasha, I was reporting from Hidalgo, Texas, where we personally witnessed the first buses of Mexican nationals deported back to Reynosa, Mexico, Natasha.
And
yeah, I guess, guys. Okay, so I think we have some information here now. What it sounds like, at least, is that they are being sent back to their individual countries, like not specifically based off of some median point. That was kind of my worry, because the concept of becoming stateless, even though we are not responsible for these individuals coming into the country and breaking the law, factual. But to make someone stateless is wild, right? Regardless of the crime, because there are people who have done terrible things and never lost their statehood to their home country type of thing, guys, right? Specifically if their countries are taking them back. I mean, that's just pretty much my only concern here. But it sounds like most likely everyone's being brought to a central point and then being spread out in the United States of America for whichever flight is going to that area, most likely. That's what it sounds like, at least. But right, that's my only concern here.
Jorge, we know that ICE has been very active the last few days. Arrests of more than 1,000 undocumented migrants just between Thursday and Friday. What can you tell us about these arrests?
So part of President Trump's campaign promise was to remove criminals, murderers, gang members from the United States who are still in here illegally. He would actually call out that gang, the Venezuelan gang that we've been reporting on, Tren de Aragua. When we spoke with Border Czar Tom Holman, he says that the gang Tren de Aragua is already active in at least 16 states. We are learning that at least on Thursday alone, that ICE agents did arrest 3 Tren de Aragua gang members, 2 in Tennessee and then 1 in Texas. Here in San Antonio, not too far we are from Eagle Pass, agents did arrest a man named Nestor Jose Mendoza. He was a Venezuelan gang member who was in possession of a firearm. Mendoza first was actually encountered by Border Patrol agents in October 2023. He was processed and then he was released into the U.S. with an NTA. Also in Nashville now, we also had another Venezuelan national Tren de Aragua gang member who was also first apprehended by Border Patrol agents in 2023 in El Paso, but he was also released with a future court date. And also still in Tennessee, agents did arrest a 36-year-old Venezuelan national, also a Tren de Aragua gang member, and with the same common trend where he was first apprehended by Border Patrol agents in Eagle Pass, where we are here in 2023, but then released with an NTA. That's a notice to appear. We have been reporting that some of those notice to appears are years out because the immigration systems are so overwhelming. Natasha, because Venezuela doesn't share that background information with the United States, Border Patrol agents say that when they run those background checks on those Trinidad gang members, no red flags pop up, Natasha.
Yeah, and that's the part that I think that should be kind of pointed out here. Now, to my knowledge, I mean, from what we've encountered, unless something has changed, Venezuela wasn't taking anyone back. Like, they had no interest in taking any of the people back that have left. So how are people being basically bussed or shipped back to Venezuela if Venezuela is not allowing them back in? Where are they going? That's my thing, because it sounds like if they don't have a place to be, their place to be is going to be back at the border, guys. But obviously, if they realize that there's someone actually in power that is not at all interested in even allowing any of this to happen, I mean, that's a great thing. Hopefully, they see that and then they realize, hey, listen, you can't come back here, bro. This is not for you. All right. But either way,
that's so concerning. And Jorge, separately, we also are hearing that Mexican authorities are warning citizens of cartel explosives near the border. What can you tell us about that?
Okay. This is extremely alarming. So Mexican officials have put out a warning to its citizens to not touch explosive material on the road that is being used by cartels, as now more war is breaking out in the Tamaulipas area. That's right across the Rio Grande Valley in the U.S. The warning says that explosive material could be on roads near the border or even near home. So putting out that alert to its citizens, but it's also important warning for American citizens traveling to Tamaulipas to keep an eye out. But yeah, take a look at that. That's extremely alarming. This is coming now, Natasha, just days after President Trump has now declared Mexican cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, Natasha.
Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious in this context here. And it's crazy because the president of Mexico, she really has been saying that she does not take, I don't know, pleasure, let's say, in Trump calling Mexico a narco state. But unfortunately, if you're not doing anything about this, if you're not looking to stop it in any meaningful manner other than benefiting from it, let's say, then I think you're pretty much a narco state by all definitions, at least here, guys. It would be great if you weren't, right? But make it not this, at least. But either way.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Oh, that's it, guys. Ooh, interesting here. I think this video answered a lot of my questions here. I am not partial to making people stateless. I think that's absolute savagery, right? But if the people have come into the country in an illegal manner, then they definitely need to be sent back to their country. But my main problem here is, what do you do when the country won't take them back? Where do they go? Is that our issue? No, it's not our issue. But I'm just still kind of pointing out, like, making people stateless is crazy. Like, they're nowhere. They're not welcome anywhere. That's wild, guys. But either way, luckily we haven't heard anything about that. So hopefully that's just not the case that's happening here, guys. But in the meantime, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.
The fact that you just made it to the end of the video says a whole lot, actually. We have a couple other channels. MrLboyd Music, MrLboyd Movie Reacts, along with MrLboyd Discusses, where I just generally speak about the things that specifically matter to me. But in the meantime, I'll catch you guys later.